Gonna start the vlog. You've got the lurgy. You're all germy, aren't you? Not how I thought I'd be starting this week's vlog. She's okay now, but you were very poorly this weekend, weren't you? Of course, I mean, I've got perfect timing because I have my driving test tomorrow. Luckily, I'm testing negative, and this is the most chaotic start to the vlog. Hi guys, how are you? New government guidelines say that even if there's someone in your household that is positive, if you're negative, you're still allowed to go to school and go to work. And actually, under the newest guidelines, it's not the law anymore that you have to isolate. If I had COVID, I'll still be staying at home, which is why this little one is still at home and not at school. But yes, I'm negative still, and I'm going to keep testing up until the very last minute that I leave the house tomorrow morning. Been living in pyjamas for the last few days. I'm going now. I'm going. Let go. We've been playing all morning. We've been watching a lot of TV, a lot of Adley, a lot of Disney. Which is your favourite, Delilah, now? Frozen or Encanto?
Encanto.
Encanto. Apart from my driving test tomorrow, I have had to cancel all other plans for the week. I had a hairdresser's appointment this morning, which I obviously had to cancel, and which is why my hair is a bit wild today, because I had planned to have it washed and cut at the hairdresser's this morning. So I think I was going to hold off until tomorrow, but I might wash it later. Full of beans today, aren't you?
Put your face on this one.
Okay, like this?
Yes. Eyes.
Excuse
Wow.
me.
Nice.
Face does not look like that, you cheeky. I'll just so people know who it is.
Yeah.
Mum. Mum? When did you start calling me Mum? I thought whilst Delilah's downstairs occupied playing in the kitchen, I would come up here and have a chat about what's been going on recently. I do want to say thank you so much to all of you who messaged me on Instagram earlier on last month, when I mentioned that I would be a bit more quiet than usual, that something had happened, and I was flooded with messages of support. Thank you for everyone who sent me a message and allowed me to share this news in my own time. At the start of last month, my grandma died. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. I just wanted to really quickly talk about it now, because I know that some of you will be wondering where I've been, and the plan wasn't to not upload for the month. I'd planned out what I wanted to film for February, and I had the news that my grandma had died. Hi, gorgeous. It really took us by surprise. It was so sudden and so unexpected. We're gonna make pancakes later. Yeah.
It's pancake day!
It is! That's why I'm only going to talk about it briefly now, because I have Delilah running around. We talk about grandma and we try and answer as many questions that she has. I always say that I'm here if she needs to talk. I want her to feel like she can talk about her, and I don't want it to feel taboo. I don't want it to be all hush hush and secret, and she gets it as much as a 5.5-year-old can understand it. I want her to know that it's okay to cry, it's okay not to cry, it's okay to grieve however you want to grieve, and so yeah, we talk about it with her. Hello. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to briefly touch on it now for any of you wondering what had been going on. Later on in the vlog, when I'm by myself, I would really like to talk a bit more about it. She wasn't in the vlogs loads, but any of you who have been watching for a while will know that we were close, and I was watching some old vlogs, and there's one where the thumbnail is my grandma and Delilah having ice cream together. Yes, gorgeous. And the comments on that video were so sweet. There were so many of you saying how lovely my grandma was and how pretty her dress was. And I know she would have read those comments. She was the biggest fan of the vlog. She was my biggest fan, and she watched every single one of them, taking me a few weeks to kind of to get my head around all of this. I've never had to navigate grief quite like this. It's been a lot. I won't say anything else now because I'll start going off on tangents. I'm going to take myself downstairs and I'm gonna go do a little bit of stretching.
This because we have a hip-hop R&B playlist. The music helps to set the tone for how we move out of here and attention.
Going through a phase of feeling kind of low. I never leave the house, but I'm not home. Can't tell if I'm awake or living in a dream. A caterpillar drifting down the street. I just wanna fly away, but I can't seem to get my feet up off the ground.
Your right foot is the right side of your back.
Butterfly, butterfly, going through a chrysalis. Suppose you ever wonder why we've been going through all.
You relaxed? Okay. You did it! Well done! Mix, 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 mix.
I've got some mixing skills.
You got some mixing skills, have you? Oh god, this is not going to end well. Careful, right, no. Because you're going to get that everywhere. Can I trust you?
Yes.
Right, stop calm and hold the bowl with your other hand. No, mix with your gently. Oh gosh. Chaotic energy today. We're very chaotic today. We're making pancakes because it is pancake day. We have pancakes most weeks, don't we? We usually do banana and oat pancakes if we make them. We tend to make them like once or twice a week. It depends on the week. Because it's Shrove Tuesday, we're going back to basics. Just flour, egg and milk. So they're going to be thin crepes. We've got to let this sit for half an hour.
When can we put in the...
We lost our fence in the storm. We had a, oh, what storm was it? It wasn't Storm Dudley, it was Storm some, I can't remember that. It began with E. We had quite strong winds and yes, our fence is gone. It's a bit lumpy.
Are you ready to see what she's gonna do?
Try and flip it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I never do this. Ta-da! I did it!
That wasn't very high.
Oh, I see. Shall I try and do it higher?
Yeah.
Better? One pancake.
Actually, I remember having one of
Do you?
these.
Do you remember making them? Years ago, I went on a trip to London and it was pancake day, and back in our old flat, you and Daddy made pancakes whilst I was in London. I think Daddy might have vlogged that.
Today is pancake day. Delilah? It's pancake day. So we're gonna make some pancakes. Yeah. Would you like a biscuit?
Baby. Wow.
One biscuit, just to keep you going, okay? And we'll have Mummy doing the little cookie with me vlog. Whoosh! Oh, whoosh! Way! Way!
We made these one day and we put Nutella in them and we ate them. I don't want to eat it.
Excuse me. 2, 3.
Go!
Woo! Have some lemon and some sugar.
I'm doing everything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna get lemon.
And some of these. Lovely jam. It's lovely.
So we've got, what have we got there? Hair puppet. Got a bit of everything.
Yeah. And I want some strawberries.
And some strawberries too. Would you like me to chop some up for you?
Yeah.
I've gone for Nutella and strawberries. Then I'm going to go slightly rogue and pop some vanilla ice cream on. We do have some Mars bar ice creams. So tempted to have one of those in a pancake, but I'll just go for the vanilla. Nice. Dog's in the kitchen making dinner whilst he watches the footy. I need to go do my hair, but I've been sat here trying to keep my mind preoccupied, and it's not working. Oh, this jumper, by the way, is by a brand called Noelle. I have been eyeing up a few of the items from them for a while. I really want one of her t-shirts, but every time I go to buy it, or every time I remember to buy it, it's out of stock in my size. It's really basic, well made, sustainable items of clothing. But she launched the charcoal jumper and joggers recently, and she really kindly sent me the jumper. She asked me if I wanted anything, and I said I definitely the jumper. It's the perfect throw on to wear with leggings, to wear to the gym, to wear around the house. I have lived in it the past week. For reference, I am wearing a medium. Yeah, if you'd like to go support a really nice brand and you like the look of this jumper and you want something super comfy like this, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm still out of focus. I really wanted to be able to say I passed my driving test, but I failed on one very silly thing. I'm so annoyed at myself. I was doing really well, and I had a really nice examiner. I only had a couple of minors, but I made the mistake of not being in the right lane in a dual carriageway coming onto the roundabout. That was my major. I stayed in the left-hand lane and I should have gone into the right-hand lane to then do a full turn back into the dual carriageway. But apart from that, I did really well on my test, and I had really easy questions as well. They do tell me questions where they ask you to work something on the car and to show them something or to explain something. So my question was, how would you check your brake lights? Very easy question, and I made a mistake just at the end of my test. Came home to some paintings that Delilah had done for me whilst I was out.
And I made a octopus for
you. Did, you made me a little octopus friend, didn't you? Very nice.
Wow. That is really good.
Oh, thank you. Pick me up. We're gonna have some lunch now and take it easy for the rest of the day. Yeah, I tried, I did my best. I definitely feel more relaxed now for the next one. I need to actually book another test, which could be 4 or 5 months away. But if I go on the a waiting list for cancellations, I should be able to get another test a lot sooner. Until then, I will I'll just keep practicing in our car at the weekends, like I have been. Doug's discovered a new game. Like every other person, he's been doing Wordle every day, but he's also recently discovered Worldle, and so you have to guess the country.
Right.
You made lots of paper snowflakes. You know how I can tell? Because there's lots of paper cuttings on the floor. Oh wow, look at all of these. Doug's off to the Lake District. So he's just getting his bits together, making sure he's got everything, including this inflatable bed, just making sure that he can inflate it. Well done.
It's getting there, isn't it?
I'm gonna sleep on this.
Are you? really need to do that
Yeah.
coving. Still not replaced that bit of coving since removing the extractor fan and putting the shelving up. It's just one of those things that I don't notice until I come to vlog, or unless I look up there and I think, oh yeah, I need to do that. In his element, looking at a map. He's got his outdoors, he's got his little first aid kit and his waterproof bag things. Do you still feel poorly, or are you all good now?
I feel all good
You feel
now.
okay? I wouldn't have guessed. We're both feeling pretty tired. We found something to watch on Disney. It's going to be us for the rest of the day. I know you can't see me right now because it's pitch black in here. I've just had to go downstairs and get myself a hot water bottle. I am so cold and shivery. Last time I felt like this, I had just had my vaccine. I've just taken some paracetamol and I have a duvet, a fluffy blanket, a dressing gown and a hot water bottle and fluffy socks on, and I've only just about stopped shaking. I'm going to try and get back to sleep. I will be surprised if this test is negative because I feel rotten. It seems we've been sent the old test where you have to do your throat and your nose. I rarely get a temperature, but I have a slight. It's not too high, but it's not. I rarely get temperatures, and yeah, I've been. Paracetamol seems to be helping just a little bit, but so I'm dosed up in paracetamol right now. I took some 2 hours ago, and I still feel very achy, and my muscles really hurt. I have a stinking headache, and I've not got off the sofa all morning. Last night, I thought it was strange that I didn't eat all my dinner. I only had half of my dinner. I barely eat my breakfast, and the only thing I've managed to eat is some jam and honey toast. So I've had jam and honey toast mid-morning, and then I had jam and honey toast for lunch as well. It seems to be the only thing that I want to eat. Let's do this. Tested Delilah again yesterday, and she is still very much positive. Or I think I might see a second line. Definitely positive. For some reason, the line is really faint. Maybe because my symptoms only started last night. Maybe that's why the line is so faint. Along with so many other people, I was feeling quite smug that I had made it this long, 2 years, without catching it. Back on the sofa. Something about watching kids TV that reminds me of staying home when I was sick as a kid. When I was ill, I used to love being able to watch daytime TV. Run out of paracetamol, so I'm on to the Lemsip. I've not had a drop of coffee today. I made myself one this morning and I couldn't bring myself to drink it, so I've not had any today, which is very unlike me. Hi gorgeous, you all cozy? Waffle doggy, waffle doggy, oh my goodness, been in the house too long. Me again, reporting from the sofa. Need to get this one into bed. Just watching CBB's bedtime. I've just ordered Greek food for dinner because I have no idea what I want to eat. I've ordered my favourite halloumi Greek salad with chips because that's all I could think about being able to stomach for it. Anything is possible. She was dancing in space, surrounded by billions of sparkling stars. So how many sweets does she have left here?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry guys, as the week goes on, I'm just getting more and more dishevelled. Managed to get myself showered this morning, sporting another leggings and jumper combo. Delilah's actually dressed today. I've been trying to do a few bits around the house. As ill as I feel, I'm so bored of lying on the sofa. We've been doing some home learning this morning. Later on today they have a video call with their teacher who is also at home with COVID. After lockdown I never thought would be using Teams ever again, but here we are. See BB's in the background. You may have noticed my face is looking a little red. When I woke up this morning I looked in the mirror and I thought, I've gone from being really washed out yesterday to having like a weird tint to my face. I look like I've been in the sun too long, and then I realised I've got a rash. It's gone down a little bit. I don't know how well you can see it. It's definitely gone down since this morning. The camera doesn't like it when I wear dark jumpers because it always washes me out, so I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? I'm not sure. Oh yeah. So it's all around my shoulders, it's all over my back and my torso. It's nothing new for me. The last few years, every time I catch a cold or when I had my vaccines, whenever my immune system is fighting something, I come out in what I assume is hives. Yeah, what a vlog this is turning out to be. Hi Bubba. How are you doing?
Hello everyone, how are you? Hello Delilah!
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Give me a big wave, Delilah. Nice.
I'm going to make myself a coffee and probably have about 2 sips of it, but I really, even though I don't really fancy it, I'm really craving coffee just because it's such an integral part of my daily routine. I really want the coffee, but I don't really want it, if that makes sense. I've been catching up on my emails, which I have neglected. I was going to say this week, but for most of February, slowly catching up on those. I've also been sorting out end of tenancy agreements for my grandma. There's also a tell us once, I don't know what you would call it, system. It's like a government thing, and once you register, why can't I talk? Once you register a death, you're given a code, and you give that code to Tell Us Once, and they basically will help you cancel things like driving licenses and passports and anything that's kind of isn't utilities. Dog's home early today. He's outside. Clear, we've got down the side of the house. It's pretty much since we've lived here, it's been a dump. It's just where we put things. There used to be loads of paving slabs at the end of our garden. We dug them up and laid more grass, and we still have those big slabs of concrete down the side of our house. Doug's currently clearing those up. I think he's trying to keep himself out of the house, because the longer he's out of the house, the less chance he's gonna have of catching the lurgy from Delilah and I. I was saying to the vlog that you're probably trying to stay outside.
Yeah, I might as well. You might as well spend that weekend just doing up the garden, right?
Oh yeah, because before we know it, we'll be needing to plant.
Spring out.
Well, the camellia's out.
Yeah.
I completely lost my train of thought now. Yeah, so there's a lot of admin to do when someone dies. It's not really something you sort of know about unless it's happened and you have to deal with it. Can you hear Doug outside? It's looking good though. We've got loads of, it's all tidy down the side of the house, so we'll be able to build the beds that I bought last year. I think Delilah's fallen asleep. I did think my rash was going down, but I actually don't think it is. So yeah, we've got around the side of our house we have these just concrete paving slabs. The whole thing really needs to be ripped up and redone. They're all wonky and it's not very safe. This planter is one of the planters that I bought last year. I bought 3 of them. I found them on Harold horticulture. I think you can assemble them how you like. So I think our plan was to have one square and then the other two as rectangles, sort of long beds going up against the fence, and we'll be able to fill them with soil, and I think we'll do a mixture of flowers and vegetables. Just make the side of the house look a lot nicer. I was going to sit down and have a little chat with you and then carry on vlogging for the rest of the day. Where should I pop you? As I'm just about to start filming the next vlog, I thought I would end the vlog here. For any of you who aren't interested in and very understandably, I get it, don't want to know what happened with my grandma and hear about all of that, then thank you for watching the vlog, and I will see you in the next one. God, my lens is so dirty. I'm feeling a lot better than what I was last week. Yes, anyway, I think it'll be quite cathartic for me to have let it all out, although I mean it feels like it happened months ago, and it was only a month and a bit ago that it happened, but it feels like the longest 6 weeks. I feel like I can get through this without crying, but who knows. And I kind of wanted to talk about it as well because I know that some of you are either going through this right now in your own personal way or have done recently, or it's just nice to kind of hear people. My thoughts are going to be going all over the place. It's just nice to hearing people thinking and feeling the same things. It was all very sudden. It was such a strange day. My best friend texted me to say that her nan was in the hospital. I then had a text from my grandma about midday, a few hours later, saying that she was also in the hospital, and so she'd gone in the night before. She had pain in her side and she was struggling to breathe. I said to her, oh, just let us know which ward you're on, do you want us to bring anything? To which she said, oh, hopefully I should actually be out by the end of the day, can I just have some help over the weekend when I'm home? I just got home from picking Delilah up from school. I had a phone call from the hospital because I was down as her next of kin. It was a really strange phone call. The lady asked about my grandma's mobility and did she have help at home, and so I just answered a few questions. I was like, no, she's very independent, lives by herself. And then she kind of said, oh, thank you, bye. And then that was that. And then I had another call from the hospital about 20 minutes later. Lovely guy who called me, and he said, I don't know how much the lady on the phone said to you. And I said, not much. Sorry, this is really dragging out, and I don't think any of you are probably interested. Probably good that I left this until the end of the video. He was just talking to me in a sense that it gave me the sense that he was just giving me the lowdown of what had been going on. Mentioned that they were running tests and that they actually found that her kidney function was a little off, so that they were going to actually transfer her to another hospital. In nothing serious. Again, they just put it down to the kidney stones. And he carried on talking to me, and nothing can really quite prepare you for that kind of pivotal moment where life is just never quite the same again. I didn't think I was going to, honestly, I've cried so much the last however many weeks. I'm not surprised I'm crying. Honestly, I just keep crying in random places. I keep crying in public. So I would probably get some really concerned looks. He then said she tried to go to the loo and she had passed out. And he's like, and then said, oh, so then we started CPR, like chest compressions. And even then I'm thinking, because we'd been on the phone for a few minutes, it wasn't the first thing he said. I thought it was just, I'm thinking, oh God, that's not good. I'll have to go, I'm gonna go straight to the hospital to see her. And then within seconds he said, we tried everything, and we'd been doing it for like half an hour, and and he said, we just had to, we really gave it a good shot. I said that she died. And I'd literally gone from texting her thinking everything was fine, there was no emergency, to that was it. I need to get it together because no one wants to watch someone crying. I could barely keep it together, and Delilah could see that something was up, and once I managed to pull myself together as much as I could, I then I told Delilah. I got hold of Doug, and obviously I was the first person to know, so I then tried to get hold of her sister. He said if I would like to see her, which I definitely wanted to because it was such a shock. I just felt like I needed to see her. He said that she would she'd still be there, and Doug's mum came round that evening to get Delilah ready for bed. We picked my auntie's, my grandma's sister, up on the way, and the three of us went to the hospital. It was horrible having to tell her and my mum on the phone. How do you, I've never had to do this before. We went to the hospital, and again, nothing really prepares you for, I've never seen a dead body before, and definitely not someone who, one of the closest people in my life, like that. But I knew I wanted to see her. Kind of knew what to expect, but kind of didn't. Remember the nurse saying, "Are you ready?" And she pulled the curtain across, and she was there. The moment I saw her, I just burst out crying. I think I cried non-stop for like a good few days, and then sort of just randomly throughout days after that. I'm glad I went to go see her. Obviously, it's not nice. I got to give her a cuddle. I really thought I'd just be able to talk about this and not get upset, because I don't really want to be sat here crying on camera, because it's just like, I'm not doing this to be attention seeking. I just wanted to have a chat. Oh, I held her hand, which was still, she was tucked up in loads of blankets, so actually she was warmer than me. I've always got really cold hands. I can still feel what her hand felt like. This is going to be really hard to edit. No one knew what had happened, so it actually, I've learned so many new things in the last month, all these new terms, like inquests and coroners. She went for a post-mortem because it was an unexpected death. So for a good couple of weeks I was going back and forth talking to coroners, and it turned out that the cause was pulmonary embolism caused by DVT, which is DVT being deep vein thrombosis, and a pulmonary embolism. It's essentially a clot, and a bit of the clot broke off and went into her lung. My best friend's a nurse, and I was talking to her about it, and she reassured me that it would have been very... Sorry, I just needed to get it together. She assured me it would have been instant. Obviously I've gone over and over in my head thinking I wish I'd gone to see her, but it wasn't. It was just meant to be like an in out. She was going to be home later that day, and you do find yourself thinking, I wish I'd said this or done that, and said to Doug a few times, I hope she knew how much I appreciated her. But I think she did, because I've said it on plenty of occasions. I'm so glad she moved back when she did. Funny enough, she grew up in a few houses down from this house, and there's some old black and white photos of my grandma and her sisters in a garden, in the garden a few doors down, and it looks exactly, I'll have to try and find them. The garden looks exactly the same, and that's because it was because it's on the same street. And then her other sister bought a house a few doors down in the other direction on the road that we live on now, and so quite a few generations have lived on our street. When we bought this house, it wasn't a matter of, oh, like someone else's, you know, our other family have lived down this house. It was a matter of what was on the market, and this was in our budget. And I knew that my auntie lived down the road, but I didn't know that my grandma grew up a few doors down. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. I can't remember what was I talking about? I was in my last year at primary school, and she moved up north until I was about 22. It was just before, oh yeah, I was 22, and it was just before I got pregnant with Delilah. I remember when she had moved back and we went to the garden centre with her, me and Doug. I remember telling her, she was so excited, and she said that she knew that she just had a feeling that it was time to move back home. But since moving back about 6-7 years ago now, she is the person I have probably seen the most, and obviously minus Doug and Delilah, who I live with, seen the most and spoken to the most. For the last 7 years I've seen her at least once a week, if not once, twice, a few times a week at times. We were really close, and I mean we always have been, but the last, like in my 20s, she's played a really big role in our lives. We were always very close growing up. I was the only baby of the family. Whenever I would go and stay at the weekends, or she would have me or would go out or whatever, it was always just me. I didn't have any other siblings. Not that you can't be close to your grandparents if you also have siblings, but it was just very, it's just different circumstance, isn't it? It just, I guess because it was always just like, I was my grandma's only grandchild. Again, not that it means that the love is more. I'm just saying, oh, it's hard to explain. I'm sure you get what I'm sure you get what I mean. It was just me and my grandma. I've never known my granddad's, my dad's mum. I've never had a relationship with. So my grandma was my one and only grandparent. I just have memories of I have so many memories. I won't sit and share them all now. I remember when I would go and stay at her house, and I would fall asleep in her bed at night, and sometimes she'd let me stay in there. Sometimes I remember she would carry me into the other room. I remember waking up in the morning and having a hot water bottle, and my grandma would make a cup of tea, and I would dunk custard creams in her tea, go on her knees on the bed, and she would sing Grand Old Duke of York. Like all those little moments like that. I guess it was very intimate because I didn't have to share her with anyone. She's always felt like a second mum to me. First time I went into town after she passed, and we used to meet her on a bench, a specific bench in town that we used to meet at, and I just felt myself welling up, and I couldn't stop the tears because I just kept imagining her there. It's been hard because obviously because I loved her a lot, but I knew how much she loved me, and she was my biggest cheerleader, and I never felt like there was anything but love between us. So it's hard to lose that for a good while. And even now I'm still trying to retrain, like rewire my brain a bit, because you sort of we'd bought, when it first happened, we went to her flat and we just bought some things back, and I had the bag from I've still not opened the bag from the hospital yet, because I know that the things in there smell like her, and I can't bring myself to, I know that as soon as I open the bag and I take the stuff out, the things are gonna start to stop smelling like her, and I can't. Her purse was on our kitchen table, and I remember walking down one morning and thinking, for a split second I thought, oh, grandma's left her purse here. And then obviously I think, no, she hasn't. Again with the whole thinking, oh, I'll just call grandma, I'll just text her, and then I think, oh no, I can't. And it's just so funny how it's almost like a muscle memory. It's some moments where you just forget. It's very odd. I feel fortunate that I've not had to really go through this kind of pain before, and they're also fortunate that even like it hurts so much, but the reason it hurts so much is because we had such a, oh, here she goes again. I've got what I want to say in my head, but I can't articulate it. The reason it hurts so much is because we did have such a lovely relationship. There are not many people that can say that they knew their great grandma. Delilah at least got, although I'm so sad that, because I know how much grandma loved her and how much Delilah loved her grandma. I remember for the first few days, on top of all, I was thinking so many things, but one of the things was I feel so sad that she won't get to see any more of Delilah. She's been there since day one, and that's that, and there'll be a point where Delilah maybe doesn't remember her. I feel really sad for her in that. I'm not, I guess it feels silly because it's like, well, she knows she's none the wiser now, is she? But I feel really sad about that. Yeah, I never got to meet my great grandma. At the same time, I also feel a little bit, not angry, I don't think it's the right word. I just feel like a bit annoyed because she was only 73. I thought we had more time. I thought she'd at least get to her 80s. I feel kind of cheated of that time. But then there are plenty of people that would have had less years with their grandparents. I could go on and on. I just don't know if this whole talk was pointless. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. I don't really know where I'm going with this, and honestly, is anyone gonna want to watch me talking about this? I don't know. Like I said, it was just really sudden, and it was like, you know, I thought we had more time. Thanks for letting me just waffle on for the last goodness knows how long, and thank you to those of you who have been patient and let me share this in my own time. My grandma was just such a big part of my life, and so it's really shaken me up. But I know that majority of you understand and have been so lovely. Could have just said something on Instagram, but I wasn't ready to, and I knew I wanted to just vlog it. Bear with me for the next couple of vlogs. Life is a bit all over the place at the moment, and so that will probably be reflective in the vlogs. Yeah, the dust hasn't settled yet in terms of sorting things out and funerals and things, so yeah, bear with me. There was currently another vlog in the works, so I'll see you again soon, and yeah, we'll take it from here, one step at a time. I'm so sorry if it was a really uncomfortable watch. I hope you just switched off if it was. So yeah, sending a big hug and lots of love to I don't know what that was kisses to any of you who was going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. Sending so much love, and I will see you in the next vlog.